All right, everybody, welcome to the program. So we've got a lot to get into, so let's jump into it. Of course, we've got the college football playoff on the horizon, and also we'll recap the Army and Navy game as well as get you caught up on the other bowl games that have taken place thus far. But let's start off with this year's Heisman Trophy Award winner, Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, listen, Travis has been in the news for a lot of reasons. I won't go into those reasons, but what reasons I will go into for Travis being in the news is that he is this year's 2024 Heisman Trophy Award winner. The two-way superstar playing both offense and defense, wide receiver and cornerback. What a great year that he had this year. And not only did Hunter win this year's Heisman Trophy, he also is the winner of the Walter Camp Award winner. He's also the Associated Press College Football Player of the Year, also the winner of the Chuck Bednarik Award that goes to the nation's top defensive player, also the winner of the Fred Biletnikoff Award, which goes to the nation's best wide receiver, and also he's the winner of the Lott Trophy and also the winner of the Paul Hornung Award. So Travis Hunter, 2024 was his year, winning all of those awards that I mentioned earlier, and of course, capping it off with winning the Heisman Trophy. And the other finalists that were with him in the Heisman race were Cam Ward, quarterback for the University of Miami, also Dylan Gabriel, quarterback for the University of Oregon, and Ashton Jeanty, running back for Boise State. And let me just say that all of those finalists had an amazing 2024 campaign. Ashton Jeanty was breaking records like nobody's business in the running department. As a running back, I mean, he had just about every single season rushing record that he broke this year, man. He just had one for the record books, and kudos to Ashton and the Boise State Broncos as they get ready for this year's college football playoff. But Travis Hunter, man, if you know about Travis's story, head coach for the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders. I know Shador and Shiloh are his two biological sons, but Travis Hunter is like another son to Prime. And Travis Hunter, just a few years ago, was the number one high school football player in the country, was heavily sought after by a multitude of colleges, but decides to play for Jackson State University when Deion was there. His one and only year at J-State, did phenomenal things, and certainly him, along with Shador and Shiloh, they did their thing during their short time in Jackson, Mississippi. So after going to the Celebration Bowl, and after that his one and only season at Jackson State, Deion takes the job in Boulder, Colorado, to be the head coach of the Buffaloes. And 2023, phenomenal year. This year, 2024, just a record-breaking year. And as I mentioned earlier, Hunter wins this year's Heisman Trophy. And the sky is the limit for Travis Hunter. We know Shador Sanders is going to be a top pick in this year's NFL draft, but the draft stock is extremely high for Travis Hunter, no matter where he goes. We know that the Raiders, Jacksonville, Carolina, and I want to say New England, they're like in the top 5 currently, but things can change depending on how many teams win games towards the end of the year. But those teams are certainly, it can go either way, or who would strike gold in the Travis Hunter sweepstakes. He says if he wants to, in the NFL, he would like to play both offense and defense. Will it be possible? I think it could be possible. It depends on the right situation in terms of team and what coach that he can have some sort of a union with. But again, congratulations to Travis Hunter on winning this year's Heisman Trophy. And again, it was a tight race. It was very close between him and Ashton Jeanty when the final numbers came out. But again, it belongs to Travis Hunter out of the University of Colorado. And then also we had this year's Army-Navy game. That's always a fun game to watch, not just in college football, but just in all of sports, one of those great rivalries. competitive but always friendly between two service academies. And Navy, coming into this game unranked, beat the 22nd ranked team in the country, Army. Navy would win 31-13. This was the game for Navy quarterback Blake Horvath. He only completed four out of nine passes for 107 yards, but he had two touchdown passes. And get this, he had 25 carries for 204 rushing yards and two rushing touchdowns. If you know about the history of Army and Navy, you know their quarterbacks, not only can they throw the ball, but most importantly, they are highly athletic. So it's nothing for a Navy quarterback or an Army quarterback to throw for only no more than just over 100 yards in the game, but they could rush for over 200 yards. Hey, that's been happening for almost 3 decades now, but that's how the service academies play, and Army and Navy is no exception to the rule. And on the losing end for the Army Black Knights, what a year for Bryson Daly, their quarterback, but he had a tough campaign. He only completed 7 out of 16 passes for 65 yards, and he had a touchdown pass and 3 interceptions, and he had 19 carries for 52 yards. And Navy and Army, this year they played their game at Northwest Stadium, which is the home to the NFL's Washington Commanders in Landover, Maryland. And so some news came out, some positive news came out in regards to the Navy and Army game that was televised on CBS. This Navy Army game was the highest rated Navy Army game since 1990. That's correct. For Navy Army has been on for decades, but this year's game was the highest rated game since 1990, and CBS struck gold with this game. Probably because Army was ranked this year, and of course maybe it could have had something to do maybe with the new college football playoff format. Who knows? But nevertheless, the Navy Army game was the highest rated game since 1990, and certainly the television ratings for CBS was very successful. But again, the final score was Navy 31, Army 13. And as far as other bowl games are concerned, so far we had the Cricket Celebration Bowl between the SWAC champion Jackson State going up against the MEAC champion South Carolina State. It was all Jackson State. They would win 28-7. And we had T.C. Taylor, so far so good since taking over the reins as the head coach of the Jackson State Tigers. We also had the Salute to Veterans Bowl with South Alabama beating Western Michigan 30-23. And then we had the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl with Memphis taking on West Virginia. Memphis would win 42-37. All right, so now it's time for the college football playoff schedule. Saturday, December the 21st, we have Ohio State going up against Tennessee. That game is going to be in Columbus, Ohio, and you can watch that game on ABC and ESPN. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and the winner out of this game will face number 1 ranked Oregon in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. Also on that same day, we have at Texas Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas, we have the 3rd ranked Texas Longhorns going up against the 16th ranked Clemson Tigers. Again, that game will take place also on Saturday, December the 21st, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on TNT and Max. The winner will face Arizona State in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Day. We have a Friday game. That's right, Friday, December the 20th. We have Notre Dame taking on Indiana. That game will be in South Bend, Indiana at Notre Dame Stadium, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on ABC and ESPN. The winner out of this game will face Georgia in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day. And then we have at Saturday, December the 21st, Penn State taking on SMU. They'll be playing in State College, Pennsylvania. The game will be at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on TNT and Max. The winner will face Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Eve. So the Rose, Peach, and Sugar Bowls will take place on New Year's Day. The Fiesta Bowl will take place on New Year's Eve. The Orange Bowl will take place on January the 9th. The Cotton Bowl will take place on January the 10th. And then the National Championship takes place on January the 20th. So again, Friday, December the 20th, Notre Dame versus Indiana, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on ABC and ESPN. The winner out of that game will face Georgia in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day. Saturday, December the 21st, Penn State going up against SMU, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on TNT and Max. The winner will face Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Eve. We have on that same day, Texas going up against Clemson, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on TNT and Max. The winner out of that game will face Arizona State in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Day. And also on that same day, Saturday, December the 21st, we have Ohio State going up against Tennessee, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on ABC and ESPN. The winner will face Oregon in the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. So it's official. Our 12-team college football playoff is underway. And, man, it's going to be interesting how this all plays out. But I expect some drama in this. And our college football playoff is going to be starting up soon. We have the bowls. Bowl season is in full effect. And, of course, Army, Navy received high praise and television ratings, the game's highest rating since 1990. And Travis Hunter, this year's Heisman Trophy winner. It's Colorado's first Heisman Trophy winner in 30 years. The last person from the University of Colorado to win the Heisman was Rashaan Salam, running back in 1994. That's going to do it for this edition of the program. Until next time, everybody, have a good one. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.